So here we have it, boys and girls. Luis Rami is warming up on the mound for the Richmond Knights. As I said to you, he has a 10-1 record for the year and a 2.52 ERA. He is phenomenal in this league. So here we are watching Luis Rami's last couple of warm-up pitches. Obviously, as today, we do have to say a thank you to Hearts Baseball and Aspias, who is one of the men who's sorting this. Our umpires today are John Baxendale at plate, and first place umpire or infield umpire is Mike Shepard.
The official score.
I myself am Russell Eassom. I am sat here with Bruno Fortes today. It is your two-man production. We will hopefully give you an awesome experience of what British baseball can be. It is a quite hot day today in the UK. It is in the high 20s. We might even touch the 30s, which for September in the United Kingdom is hot. So we'll see how this affects some of these players. But yes, that was the throwdown, traditional throwdown, as we get ready for pitch one of the game. Up to bat first for the London Metros is Jack Pollard. Jack has a 500 average for the season so far. And it also translates to a 1373 OPS, which gives him a 157 OPS plus. Jack is probably the best hitter on this team. He's the leadoff because he also has a 689 OBP. Here we go. Ready for first pitch. Play ball. And that's the strike. Nice fastball straight down to start off with, establishing the zone. Might have been on the higher end, but we'll see. Here comes pitch two. There's another one. Hard and fast. He is definitely establishing the dominance of this fastball early. Now down to 0-2. We're going to see how he protects the plate. Do we see a third fastball in a row? He's gone high and low. Or do we start to see something off-speed here? I imagine we'll see an off-speed pitch. Well, it's just gone a bit high. Good eyes from Jack there. Count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that is fouled off there by Jack. Good swing, good hack. A little bit inside that one. Sends it quite a bit over the back plate. Battling here now. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that's a second ball. Off-speed pitch there. Just stayed a little bit too high there. Did not drop back into the zone. How's he going to go? I think That off speed, he's not found it yet, so we'll see if he'll challenge him again with a fastball here. He does. Strike 3. Looked a little bit low, but we don't know. We may have set some precedent here. Jack's not happy with his own. But here we go. Up next is Cameron Lee. I don't think that was a pitcher that he could have took. It was close enough that I think he had to swing. Obviously, Jack is a man who thinks he knows his zone very well. He was not pleased with that decision. Come up the second batter now, Cameron Lee. Ooh. Cameron has a 397 average and a 506 OBP. Another good man to have at the top of the order. Doesn't quite have the same power that Jack does, but we'll see. Like, if he gets the ball, he puts it into play, which he does. And that is a single up the middle. Cameron Lee doing his stuff there. So we now have 1 out and a runner on first for the London Metros here in the first inning. Now the pitcher, Caden Horwood, is up to bat. Can he do himself a favor by getting this runner further round or even in? We've got a pretty short third baseman here looking for maybe a bunt or something. But no, that's a fastball outside. Good pickup by the catcher there, stopping a advancement of the runner. Pitch 2, gives a look back to first base, takes a bigger lead now, and we get the pitch. Fouled off down the first base side. Count is now 1-1. Doesn't look like we're going to see too much on the running game here from Cameron. Cameron he's stolen 8 bases so far this season, only been caught once, so he does have some speed. Obviously, this pitching and catching combination are one of the best in the league, so we'll see. And that's a second foul ball in a row. This one a little bit more directly underneath. Going still back on the first base side, but a little bit more. That he had the timing right on that one, just a little bit underneath. Count takes it to 1-2 here. Obviously, we are at the mercy of the fielders, so we do apologize sometimes that the outfield camera is blocked by the fielder in center field. But thankfully, we still have a little bit of the plate that you can see. Steps off. Balk given. So it looks like the balk was given by the infield umpire. He said it's because it looked like he gestured that his knee was moving up and down before he made the movement. Looks like he was potentially trying to tease the batter. So, well, he's now over to second base. This is still just 1 out, but the count is 1-2. Can Caden drive in the runner and give him some support as the pitcher himself? So off speed again, which was high. It looked high in his couple of times that he tried it in the warm-up as well, so he doesn't quite maybe have that one yet. It'll be interesting to see how that progresses throughout the day. Count is 2-2. Ooh, another close pitch, probably just a bit outside. We now have a full count. It's very early to say it's a big pitch. Very early on in the game. But the runners... And that's outside for ball 4. It's gone to the backstop, and the runner has managed to successfully advance. That was a great outcome there for the London Metros. A walk and a wild pitch, which now means they have runners on the corners with just 1 out. Now up comes Mark Skopek to bat. Mark is a 345 average with a 563 OBP. got a little bit of slugging power as well, having 1 home run and 5 doubles to his name so far this season. So we're going to see here, most players we should expect the runner at first probably to be stealing, because they don't want to throw down. And he does throw, and he's safe. Ooh, that looks like a pretty close play. But yeah, taking that pitch, we have now got to the point where ball on that first pitch, and now we have 2 runners in scoring position for the London Metros. That's a swing and a foul tip there from Mark. That's a strike. Look, we painted the outside corner there quite brilliantly. Yeah, we go 1 ball, 2 strikes, big pitch. And yep, he's got that over. That scored 1. It's missed. The center fielder has missed it, which has driven the second run. Put Mark at second. He's going to look to go to third. And that has turned into, well, it's going to be the decision of the scorer to determine whether that was a single and an error or a triple. But yeah, he has driven in 2 runs, very important runs.
Take a 2-0 lead.
So the Metros now lead
Up next, shortstop,
2-0. A ball low to start this at bat. This looks like the official scorer has given that as a triple to Mark Skopek. They now lead, we said, 2 runs to 0 here in the top of the first. 2 very important runs. Strike in there again on the outside corner. Oh, that's a great off-speed pitch in there for strike. He was not waiting for that pitch whatsoever. One ball, 2 strikes here. Another key moment for the Metros here. They were looking to drive in as many runs as possible. And another balk. Runner has scored. This is another big moment here as the call time, and now the umpire is now going to discuss with the manager what we think there. Balk. This means the Metros have now scored 3 runs against Luis Rami, which is as many as they've managed to do on one of the occasions they faced him so early on in the season. And in the other game, they only got 4 runs against him. So this has been a very positive start for the London Metros here. They'll have to try and continue on here to tack on as many runs as they can, while Remy may be not in the right mindset. Straight back to the fastball there. Challenged him. Hitter was slightly behind on the timing there. Fouled that one off to the first base side. Bases are back to being empty now. Same as before, the third base is in quite shallow for this infield defense. Everybody else is a pretty standard depth. Pulls that pitch into the left-hander's batter's box for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. And another low pitch there. A lot of the time when we talk about pitching, people talk about how much it is a mental game. Every man or woman or child who gets onto that mound knows that they can throw a strike. It's just whether they can actually do it in the moment that matters. This is a full count now. Can Luis Rami get his second out of the inning and try and curtail this early rally from the London Metros? And he throws a high fastball, which is swung underneath by the batter, McDougall, and that brings up the 6th batter of the inning and 2 down for the Metros.
Up next.
Batting now for the Metros is Joe O'Connell. O'Connell is the catcher who has a 469 average. Nice little, seemed off-speed to pitch there onto the corner there, not his full velocity. Joe O'Connell, yes, as I said, he has a 649 batting average, a 667 OBP, and a 129 slugging. It puts him at a 147 OPS, which is the 2nd best in this team. Count is 1-1. Joe is a tall player, so yeah, that one did seem to be underneath the strike zone there to take it to 2 balls and 1 strike. So far, Louis has not really managed to establish his off-speed pitches. He's been relying on this fastball to see what was going. Once again, as we said with the earlier batters, the third baseman is in front of the baseline very early. That's another high pitch. 3 balls, 1 strike. O'Connell led the team this season with 20 walks, so we'll see if he will continue to do that in this game. Takes a strike there for the 2nd strike to now take us to a full count. This has been an interesting challenge. Let's see if O'Connell will swing at the pitch that's offered here. I'm imagining we're probably going to need to see another high fastball. Was a fastball, I think, but it was low. O'Connell manages to foul that one off. So now we have a full count. Potential payoff pitch here with 2 outs. Fouled off again by O'Connell. Starting to get a good battle here. Joe didn't swing for the first 5 pitches of this at-bat with 2 called strikes and 3 balls. He's now fouled off the last 2. Just taking Luis's pitching count up to 32 pitches for this first inning. That's outside. No. We've given that one as a strike. If I'm perfectly honest, that one looked outside to me. Let's go back to the replay. And yeah, I'm going to stick with my opinion. I think that was a ball outside. It didn't quite go in his favor. But the London Metros have put 3 runs up on the board against Luis Rami. Not many times has that happened for any point this season for any of the teams. So the Metros have given themselves a very strong platform to work from here. The starting pitcher here for the London Metros is Caden Horwood. Caden has started 5 games so far this season for the Metros. He has a 3-2 record and a 7.6 ERA. The one thing we could potentially say about the Metros this season is they are a very good hitting team, but they do not have a dominant pitching lineup. They have a pretty much league average level of pitching. So we'll see how this one goes for them. This Richmond team, from a batting perspective, is a powerful team. Batting 356, 646, 962, which is a 110 OPS for the league. Leading off for them will be Jesus Pestana. Jesus has 1 home run to his name, but the names you really need to look out for are the 3rd, 4th, and 6th hitters, who have 3 home runs, 4 home runs, and 8 home runs to their names this season. If that doesn't sound a particularly large amount of home runs, you do have to realize that these teams have played a little more than 20 games so far this year, so 8 home runs in that small number of games is a pretty outstanding piece of power hitting. But yes, the leadoff batter is the centre fielder Jesus Pestana, who was not given an error by the official scorer, but I think he will be upset with his own efforts in making that play earlier on in the first innings and will be wanting to help his team get back into this game. We'll be ready for the bottom of the first shortly. Okay, here we are. Bottom of the first. Metros take a 3-run lead.
Center fielder Jesus Pestana.
This will be a very interesting half inning here. One outside. Nope. Strike. From our position here. But that's maybe the one he gave against O'Connell for the last pitch of the game, so we'll see if that outside pitch is being called a bit today. And an off-speed pitch there that was fouled away. Definitely looked like it was tailing outside there. Caught the end of the bat, which very much puts the batter in a difficult spot. 0-2, very much the pitcher's count here. And solid contact there, and it lands in front of the left fielder and gets past him on a bounce, which was a bit of a casual play there by the left fielder, which has now given him an extra base and given some pump up to this for the team. Richmond probably needed that little boost.
Shortstop Jonathan Silva.
As you say, now up is Jonathan Silva. Jonathan Silva has a 308 average and a 438 OBP. Pretty much sits with his OPS at 874, which is bang on pretty much league average at 878. So we'll see what he can do here. As I say, the 3, 4, and 6 hitter for this team are where the real power lies. That was high and inside. Which just allowed the runner to get over to third on the second ball. Once again, as we said, pitching is a mental game. See how we get here now. 2 balls, no strikes with a runner at third base. He's going to want to really get this out. This is one of the cheaper batters. Went off speed, left it too high. And I think, yes, as we say, pitcher wants another ball. Doesn't like it. 3 balls, no strikes here. Really big moment here. Don't want to leave multiple runners on base for the big hitters in the 3 and 4 spots. That is a strike straight down the middle. I'm pretty certain that any signal there to the batter was definitely not having the green light on 3 and 0 there. We'll see what we now get here. He's going to choose his pitch to swing at. Oh, it was a high pitch, which one he probably should definitely swung at. Gets a bit of a disappointed look from his third base coach that he swung at that pitch. That was definitely would have been ball 4. But now we get ourselves at full count. And ball outside in the dirt, well blocked by the catcher O'Connell. But yeah, that puts another base runner on for the Richmond Knights with no outs. So yes, we have runners on the corners now for Danny Bueno. Danny has a 439 average with a 489 OBP. Not a man who really walks, but as I said, he's hit 4 home runs this season, has a lot of power, very strong isolated power here. So we'll see how he does. The runner goes as anticipated. No throwdown in case the runner from third would come down, but it is an off-speed pitch for a strike. One of those moments where I imagine Danny probably wished that he had a hit and run sign and could have smashed that one. Next pitch. Outside. It was seemingly a nice pitch. See if he could tempt him to swing on that. So we've seen a couple of off-speed pitches now at 1-on-1. We'll see now whether it'll come back to him with some fastball. Looked like a faster one, but it was in the dirt. Count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. The Richmond players are getting excited about what can occur here. And that ball is chopped into the outfield. I don't know why the runner throw to home there, which is not the sensible option. But the runner was not really looking and didn't advance on that. So as we say, that is a 3-1 ball game. Ball chopped in between first and second there. Nothing that the defense could do on that pitch. It is now 3 runs to 1 to the Metros. And now up comes Marco Pestana, the designated hitter. Marco has a 443 average for the season with a 500 OBP. Once again, he's another one of these boys and girls that has a strong power output. His 3 home runs for this season and his ISO of 0.2 is very strong. They say we have runners on the corners with no outs. This time the runner does go on that off-speed pitch. So we now have 2 runners in scoring positions with a count at 2 runs and no strikes. Count is now 3-0. I imagine we do not have a green light on this pitch. It is ball 4 in the dirt outside. Imagine, yeah, time called here by the catcher O'Connell. He's going to go out and speak to Caden Horwood here as we now have the bases loaded with no outs, with the third baseman Moises Vasquez coming up to bat.
Baseman.
It's maybe too early to say this is a key moment in the game, but this is a huge moment here. We are at bases loaded with no outs. Takes the pitch. Oof. Just probably a little bit low, maybe outside there. The ump has been giving a couple of those earlier on today, I would have said. Maybe a little bit lower. But yeah, really wants to get this batter here, get some outs, because the catcher up to next is the big power hitter, the man with 8 home runs of the season. It's another probably off-speed pitch there on the outside. I think he's got to get to the point where the pitcher here might have to challenge some of these batters to actually make a swing and see what happens. One will probably wants a grounder here, take the double play, give up the run. Another high and inside one. 2 or 3 that have been up there now. He's really not looking like he's in full control. 3 balls, no strikes. Really key moment here. Just got to throw a strike. Otherwise, he's just going to walk in a run. Does he have a green light to swing? Ball inside, ball 4. We have a walk there, which drives in the 2nd run for the Richmond Knights. So the score is now 3-2. No outs here in the bottom of the 1st.
That's the 2nd run for the Richmond Knights.
As I've forewarned, Alessandro Trabucco, the catcher, is up to bat. His 346 average and his 4.48 OBP with a nice strike there. Might say that he's not the greatest, but as I've told you, he's hit 8 home runs and has a .7 slug. So basically, when he puts the ball into play, he gets a double on average. So we'll see what he's got here. Big swing, huge foul. Oh, huge foul, and that nearly hit someone who was not looking. Not that anybody could have made more possible noise to tell them to look to see if the ball was coming, but no, they were fiddling in their bag for something. Remember, boys and girls, if you do go watch a baseball game, please keep your eye on the ball if you are watching. It can come at you. And the same again, another foul ball in the similar area, this time over the top of the friends and family that were watching. This now puts him in 0-2. Really big moment here for Caden Horwood. Can he get the out here? Can he get past the big power hitter? Is he going to test him now with more pitches in and around the zone? He does. Another one, he fouls underneath it. That one went straight back, though. The timing was much better from the batter there, who was just under it with the swing. If I'm Caden here, I don't know, I might try and throw one out the zone, see if I'll get him to swing again, but he's measuring, he's getting the timing right now here. Trabucco. This could be dangerous if he challenges him again. Nope. Behind him, no runners as the ball bounces back kindly to the catcher. That off-speed pitch definitely did not come out the way he was anticipating. And here we come. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Radicals time. As we said, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Challenges him, and it is foul. He was early on that one, so we've now had the full spectrum of foul balls. Early, almost on time, and late. Let's see what we'll get off the next pitch. I don't think they're going to get him to swing and miss if he throws anything near the strike zone. Can they get him to chase? Well, we get one hit. It looks like it's going to go to the center fielder. It does. It is caught and it is cut. But the runner does score to tie the game up. We'll take one out and leave the runners at first and second. They do not advance on the play. But we are back to a tied ball game. Now, the Metros have themselves in a position where a double play can get them out of this inning with the ball game still being tied. I think if I was a Metros player or coach there, I probably would have accepted a trading of just one run and an out there. Let's see how they go here from the next one. A bit more confidence to the pitcher. Lovely off-speed pitch there for the strike. Might have been slightly outside, but it does look, and as I said earlier on, the position that the umpire has been giving those today. Will be low for ball one. One ball, one strike. Not a bad pitch again, just a little bit low. I think Nez needs to go back and start challenging the batter. Just bring this fastball up slightly. There it is. This could be the perfect double play. One, mishandled. Two! They get the double play that gets them out of the inning. It is a beautiful double play, which means that this game is still tied at 3 runs apiece. Let's watch that again. Went to the shortstop. Didn't take it cleanly. But he got it to second, and they got it to first to get the double play. The game is 3 apiece. Going into the top second, we'll be back with you shortly.
Well, at least there's the keyboard.
And now we're coming back to the top of the second here. It is 3 runs apiece. The Metros didn't manage to hold on to that precious lead, which was given to them in the first innings. They're going to have to now get some more runs again off Luis Rami. Luis has given a maximum of 6 runs up as a pitcher so far this season. So I feel the Metros are going to have to really tack on some more runs or get him out of the game on a pitch count to really kind of win this one. That's a strike for the first pitch.
Good eye, Lauren.
Second pitch goes behind the batter for a ball. As I was saying, yes, only a 1 game so far this season has Luis given up more than 3 runs. The game where he gave up 6 runs and took the loss against the Croydon Pirates earlier on in this season. So yes, them scoring 3 runs in the first inning is a very important one. The next pitch outside again in the dirt. No chase there from the batter. The batter is Lawrence Hodgkins, who has a 359 average and a 468 on base percentage. He's also displayed quite a bit of power this season. Does have a home run and a few doubles to his name, which gives him an isolated power of 205. So we now go to full count here for the first batter of the second inning. Once again. And that is strike 3 taken. Does give the first out to the Metros in this inning. Up now. Up to bat now is Cole Wyman. Obviously, that was a strikeout, which wasn't the best thing for the Metros, but it was another long at bat. 6 pitches there. We do have taken Ramey's pitch count up to 40 for the day. That's a swinging strike for the first pitch. Ramey has pitched 5 complete 7-inning games so far this season, and he has touched into the 120, 130 pitch territory. So I feel like he's comfortable in that range. Another foul ball there. Ooh. Taking a pitch inside there for a ball. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. As I say, yes, Lewis has pitched 5 complete games for the Knights so far this season. So although racking up his pitch count early is something that Metros would like to do, he does seem to be comfortable throwing 120 to 130 pitches in a game. That's another one low there for a ball. Good eyes from the batter. Ball in the dirt, and that is a walk. That is a good piece of patient batting there from Cole Wyman. Now the number 9 hitter, Angel Tejada. I'd say Angel is the 9 hitter, so we will get back to the top of the inning, barring a double play here. First pitch swinging, but he is underneath it for a foul. Angel Tejada has a 345, 467, 473 slash line, which puts him just over a league average hitter with a bit more pop than average. Once again, that pitch that just seems to be borderline outside, but as I've said, it's been called all day. Players have got to adjust to that pitch being called. He is now 0-2. Big swing out to the right fielder, who takes it cleanly. The runner trots back to first and doesn't advance. Oh, that's at least the first time that they got a non-strikeout. And as you can see out there, Ang fairly cleanly taken there by the right fielder. And as said, this takes us back to the top of the order, to Jack Pollard, who struck out looking at the start of the game, as he was not best pleased with that call. We'll see what they can do here to advance the runner, who is at first with 2 outs. First pitch, he swings, he grinds it, goes straight to the shortstop, and yes. And that is a simple out there for the third out to keep the game tied at 3 runs apiece. We now have the batter up for the bottom of the second inning. The score is still tied at 3 apiece.
First baseman Bruce Hillel.
First pitch, a little bit low there. Batting is Dries Halal, and he lines that one to the first baseman, who takes it himself back to the bag. A pretty simple first out for them. That's what the Mets need to do with the lower part of this order. Up now is the right fielder, batting ninth, Luis Gonçalves.
Right fielder.
Luis is it's a high pitch for a first strike. Luis is a 365, 487, 476 hitter, which gives him a 110 OPS. And in most regards, that would be more than enough not to be batting ninth. But as I've said earlier on, this is a power hitting Richmond team. Takes the second pitch there for a ball. Count is 2-0. They're going to try and challenge the pitcher. Looks for a bunt. Nope. High again. 3 balls, no strikes. That was a 4-pitch walk. Not best against the number 9 hitter, but as I said, he's still a pretty good hitter. The Metros now have to watch out, though, because Luis Gonzalez has stolen 19 bases this season, which is tied most with Jesus Pastada, the batter. That is... Oh, caught on the transfer. Can it get back to first? I think they have. Oh, my God, it's a beautiful double play to end the inning. Absolutely phenomenal play. So it was off the glove. Let's see what we can get off the replay. It was very fast in to get it, but it was off the glove of the third baseman, caught in his bare hand, and then threw straight back to first as the runner probably had broken, thinking that it was not going to be caught. An amazing, spectacular double play there to get the London Metros out of that inning with a 0 on the board to keep this game tied at 3 runs apiece. We'll be back for the third inning shortly. And we are back now for the top of the third inning. The game is still tied at 3 runs apiece after they both put 3 up in the first and put a pair of bagels up in the second, which now means that leading off this inning for the London Metros is Cameron Lee. He makes contact, fouls the first pitch off. Cameron had himself a single in the first inning. Let's see how they can continue to try and approach Luis Ramey a second time through the order. An off-speed one, but another high one there. Not had the best of luck with that off-speed pitch so far today. We'll see if that will come back to hurt him at any point, but the fastball has been good enough to get quite a few strikeouts through the first innings, but that's solid contact in the gap, and it is picked up by the center fielder for another single for Cameron Lee.
For center fielder Cameron Lee. Next up, pitcher Caden Horwood.
A little shout out to Graham Lee, who is watching us on YouTube, Cameron's dad, all the way from South Africa. Delighted to have you with us today and delighted that we can show you baseball from the UK around the world. Now, see how well Caden can do this time around. We had a balk and hit last time, and that is a wild pitch in the dirt, and that easily advances the runner to a scoring position. So once again, can Caden Horwood help himself out as the pitcher by advancing this runner or driving him home from a scoring position? The count is 1-0. That's another low pitch. Count goes to 2-0. And the catcher's going out to have a word with the pitcher here. As I've said multiple times, and I can tell you from my own experience, pitching is a mental game. You have to know that you are amazing. You have to believe that you are amazing when you are pitching. Any form of self-doubt, and you will start to deteriorate on that mound. Even the top pitchers in the world will tell you such things. So let's see how Luis Remy continues with this inning. The count is 2-0 with a runner on second. That's outside for ball 3. And 0, ball 4 in the dirt. But the catcher keeps it as his feet to stop the runner at third, second advancing to third. So here we go. Another pressure situation here for a pitcher. We now have runners on first and second with no outs in this inning.
No outs.
Mark hit a, let's say, inverted commas, triple in the first inning. I think if I was the scorer, I would have called it a single and an error by the center fielder. But hey, he has that triple. So let's see if he can once again drive in some runners to add to that 2 RBI. That's a strike for the first pitch. He makes contact. It's got to go. Oh, don't know why the runner basically went in the wrong way. Oh, he's given himself probably a simple out there. Maybe he thought that it was caught, but it ends up just being a fielder's choice with the out at third there. A little bit of confusion by the runner. Maybe he thought it was caught clean and had to go back, but no. That's just 1 out at third base.
Really shows for the first out.
Now up to the plate steps Doug McDougall, one of 4 players who struck out in the first inning against Luis Remy. So did Joe Connell and Loris Hodgkins, who come up next in the 6th and 7th spot here. So really important that they can try and advance the runners here and see if these gents can do better than they did the first time through. First pitch is in there for a strike. You have the second pitch. Looks back. That's... Ooh. I say oof because I feel that's outside, but as I've said multiple times today, that's being called. The batters have got to adjust. That bond just on that outside corner is definitely being called today. They have to adjust. We have the runner from the second go, and he is safe. He was not backed up by the runner at first, though. So, as you can see here, watch the replay. One thrown. If it was taken cleanly by the third baseman, maybe they had the chance. But now we have runners on the corners here with 1 ball and 2 strikes. A ball in play here from Doug McDougall should probably drive in a run unless he is doubled up himself. As I said multiple times, the third baseman is in short. The runner now goes from first to second. So we now have both the runners in scoring position. Pitch was taken and it was a bit low. Mark makes up for his failure to follow on the double steal. So yeah, they've now taken away the probable double play. So we'll see. A ball in play here should hopefully drive in a run for the Metros. But we'll see. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it is over the head of the third second baseman. It's thrown into short, and he is safe at home. It is a 2 RBI single there from Doug McDougall into right field. The score is now 5-3. Let's watch the replay. And you can see the runner's cleanly back safe. A good hit there from Doug McDougall, a strong at-bat, especially after being down 0-2 in the count, which now gives the Metros a 5-3 lead. As I've said, this is now only the second time this entire season that Luis Remy has given up more than 3 runs, and it is the only time every time he has done that so far, which is once, he hasn't won the game. So, and this time the runner goes again. It's a strong throw, but it is into center field. The runner slides, and so does not looking to progress on the overthrow. Yeah, it's called time. Got the gloves that have seemingly come out of the pocket of the batter. Seems to be a little bit worse than wear from that slide. We do have a glorious field here today. Personally, maybe a little bit gravelly, but it's a beautifully kept field by the Hearts Baseball Club, and we are delighted to be here today. Looks like we have an injury, but looks like he might have hurt or cut his hand up on that slide there. We're going to have to take a quick break. It's like the runner has gone back out just after cleaning up his hands after that slide. We are 1-0 with 1 out and that runner on second. Ball in the dirt to the backstop, and the runner easily gets to third. We have a comment here from Dice Baseball asking why this is not at Richmond. As far as I'm aware, they couldn't get their main field availability for today, and Flood Field, their second field, was not deemed to be a good enough quality field for the game, so it has come to a neutral third party. There were discussions about having it at Finsbury Park, but this is a big hit here from Joe O'Connell. It is caught in the outfield, but it has cleanly done its purpose. Yeah, there's a big sack fly there from Joe O'Connell, but he drives the runner in to make this a 6-3 ball game. Watch that replay. Big hit all the way out to the fence, but taken in by the right fielder. O'Connell will probably be disappointed that he either didn't get himself a home run or a couple of bases there, but he did his job. That elevated ball keeps it at, drives in the runner, and now puts it at a 6-3 ball game. But as I was saying, yes, the do believe the reason why this game is being played here is that Richmond could not have their main field for the day. Just if you could see that there, the Richmond Knights just threw back to third just to make sure that the umpire agreed or disagreed whether the runner went on time or not, but he did go on time. So it is a 6-3 ball game. We are here at Hearts, Basing Hill Park. That is a ball for a strike. See if Lawrence Hodgkins can do similar to Joe O'Connell and McDougall and make some contact on Rami after striking out in the first time through the order. That was a lovely little off-speed pitch there for a strike there, which now puts the count at 0-2. Just low there. Must have been on height. It definitely looked good from inside and outside, given the pitches that he has been calling out today. Count now is 2-2. And swing, strike 3. And that ends the inning, but the Metros have regained their 3-run lead. And so, midway through the third, we are 6-3 ball game. We'll be taking a short break, and then we'll be back to you for the bottom of the third. Alright, we are now back for the bottom of the third. Can the London Metros hold on to the 3-run lead this time and not give those runs immediately back to tie the ball game up? First pitch strike there. Important one, I think, for Caden Horwood here to get into a good position. He's obviously now against Jonathan Silver, who grounds to third, picked up cleanly, and thrown for a very nice, simple 5-3 round out. That will bring up Danny Bueno for the Richmond Knights. Danny singled in the first inning, driving in a run. Let's see if he can now get on base and hope to get driven in by himself or go deep and cut the deficit to 2. First pitch swinging straight back up the mound. It's off the mound. The arm is good enough. Oh, a very nice play there from the second baseman, Angel Tejada. Off the bounce, off the mound. Still kept it pretty central. Picked it up clean and threw it at first. Let's watch that replay. Comes straight back to the middle. We've got it. And then it goes to first for the out.
Marco Pestana.
That's... Now we go on to Marco Pestana, the designated hitter. He walked in the first inning. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Takes the second pitch again for a ball. Apologies there. That's another pitch there for a strike. And that's another grounder to the third baseman. Goes there straight away. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Metros. A 1-2-3. 2 ground outs to the third baseman. Let's watch the second one of those again. Straight to the third baseman. Picked up cleanly. Took his time. Threw to first. Got the out. A 1-2-3 there for the London Metros, which means they've kept their 6-3 lead as we will head into the top of the fourth shortly. We are now back now for the top of the fourth. Up to bat for the London Metros is Cole Wyman.
Leading off, number 18, Cole Wyman. And we're into the top of the fourth. 6-3 Metros.
As you say, the score is 6-3 to the Metros. Can they look to get more? It's a solid cocked. Is it going to land in front? No. It goes over the head of the left fielder, but he tracks it back nice and simply for a catch for the first out. Good contact, but just a little bit higher. Let's watch that replay. Stepped in for initial step before going back, making a nice, clean catch for the out. Obviously, that was first pitch swinging there. We have Angel Tejada, who made the great play in the first, and he has hit another high one. Is this one in the gap? No, the center fielder has got across to it. Oh, but he's not. He's dropped it. I think it... What? Oh, wait. I think the umpire has given it. He made a diving play over the fence. But it looked like the ball hit the ground afterwards. But I would say that was a great diving play out by the centre fielder.
Center fielder.
Personal opinion is that that was a great defensive play. Obviously, we didn't quite have the best angle of that, but he was diving catch, pretty much went over the fence with the play.
There were 2 outs. We're back to the top of the batting order. Left fielder, Jack Pollard.
Personally, it didn't look like he maintained contact with the ball once he hit the ground, but he caught the ball. Not 100% certain on what the ruling is there. But that is the second out. Seems to have maybe approached that some of the batters have taken there at the lower. That was first pitch swinging by both them here. Back to the top of the order now for Jack Pollard. He takes a second pitch for a high one. Two balls, no strikes. Ball inside. 3 balls, no strikes. Now it's Jack Pollard's count for him to do with what he would like. I doubt we're going to see a swing here, but you don't want to give 3 strikes. Yeah, no intention of ever swinging there by Pollard. Takes that pitch. Now it's 3-1. He's seen that one. Knows maybe what pitch he wants if it comes again. Imagine if we see something close to being down the middle here. Jack will be swinging. Ball outside, and that is a walk. So we now have a 2-out runner. And up to plate comes Cameron Lee, who is 2 for 2 today.
Number 72, Cameron Lee.
Can he drive and advance this runner? Jack has 13 stolen bases this season before today, so we could see him going here to try and put himself in a scoring position. And the pitch comes. It's a bit inside. Ball 1. Yeah, we say Jack Pollard at first does have a little bit of speed, not got a massive lead. Leaning a little bit more this time, and he goes. Banner takes the ball. It is a good throw, it's just a little bit off the target from the catcher there. Missed the target. It was a well-timed throw. If it had been on target, it could have been a very close play. Yeah, let's just watch a replay of that. Throw down. And yeah, just a little bit to the second base side, which allowed the runner to slide in safely there for a stolen base, which now puts him in a scoring position. They say we are 2 outs here, 1 ball, 1 strike. And he touches it, it is grounded softly. It is picked up by third. He double clutches, but he does make it in time to get the out. And the runner was left there. Let's watch that again. Third, picks it up, and then the throw. It's in time. Very close play. So, that means we stay at 6-3 after the top of the 4th. We are now midway through 4 and 6-3.
Leading off, number 6, third baseman, Moises Vasquez.
So here we come. Bottom of the fourth, 6-3. First pitch is outside. We have Moises Vasquez up to bat, who walked in a run in that first inning. Second pitch is in there for a strike. It will be key here for the Metros to try and keep as much of a lead as possible. Oh, got him chasing that off-speed pitch there. He was thinking that was a much different pitch there. Oh, delightful pitch there. Really deceived the batter. The next pitch is in the dirt, though. Did not get him to chase another one. So the count is now 2-2. High pitch. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count. With the leadoff batter here. Oh, got him to chase the off speed, but it goes straight to the shortstop, who throws it to first for the simple out. Great work there by the shortstop, who just waited on the hop, didn't come for it to try and take it on the full for the catch. Took it nice and cleanly, and then didn't go all out to get that to first, but knew he had the time to make a nice simple play to first to get the out. So that is 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. Now comes up Alejandro Trabuco, the man that I picked up to anybody who's talked about this game. 8 home runs so far this season. Does not chase the ball in the outside like the previous batter did. So that is a first pitch ball. Next one is inside, and it is a strike. A nice return pitch there by Horwood. Another one high and inside. Ball 2. Oh, ball hit his shirt, and he is going to advance. Yes, it was a hit by pitch there. Just caught the inside of the shirt there. No harm, no foul there. So we now have a runner on first with 1 out for the Richmond Knights. Up to bat now is Matt Joplin. Oh, and the second immediate pitch is straight into the back there for another hit by pitch. I don't think anything was deliberate there. Like, third base coach coming down and speaking to the umpire there about 2 hit batters in a row and a few high pitches high and inside. We're having a discussion here at the mound with the players and with the blue. Just maybe a question about the mound, but it doesn't look like there's anything too serious going on here. Don't think there's any way that was an intentional hit by pitch. You don't do that to probably one of the lower or worst hitters on the team. Not to say that Matt Joplin is a poor hitter for the league, just compared to some of his teammates. So now we have runners on first and second with 1 out. Can the Metros get now one of their trademark That's another pitch outside, which may have come close to hitting somebody if it was a righty, but we have a lefty at the box now. I think we could be getting close to the end of Horwood's pitching here if he doesn't find the zone again. That's low. As you can probably hear, we're getting a lot of noise now from the Richmond bench trying to cheer up their team. They know that this is a key moment for them to try and get back into the game with that 3-run deficit, but with runners at first and second with 1 out. He's thrown a strike there, so the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Runners go. The throw is a little bit high. A little bit high there from the catcher, which means that the runners are safe at third and second. Much to the enjoyment of our very much partisan Richmond Knights crowd that we have here today. It was a ball on the pitch, so we are at 3-1. A big moment here. A ball in play, and that deficit could be cut to 1. And it's a strike. We are now out of full count here. A very important pitch here. With the double play now being taken away, a ball in play could get a run. A strikeout pitch here would be... There it is. Strike 3, looking a huge pitch there for Caden Horwood. Now coming up to bat is Luis Conjalves. The key moment here, 2 outs for the Richmond Knights, and it is the first pitch strike there from Horwood. Feels like he has shaken a couple of nerves that he had there, maybe slightly earlier on in this inning. But as you say, big moments here. 3 runs down with 2 runners in scoring position. Any hit here will probably drive both of those runners in. It is 2 outs. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's outside. Two balls, 1 strike. And it's hit. But it's gone, it goes underneath the first baseman. A key error there. Both runners and the runners are home. And he is out at home. They give up 1 run there on the error, but they get the second runner at home, which means that it's just 1 run scored by the good backing up play by the right fielder there. So it is 6-4 to the London Metros after 4 innings.
6-4 Metros, leading off number 36, the pitcher, Caden Howard.
So as you may have heard there from our field announcer, we are now into the top of the fifth for this game here at the semi-finals between the London Metros and the Richmond Knights. The Metros do lead 6-4 after 4 innings. We just have a minor delay here as the player is just taking a little bit of treatment on his hand, maybe from a slide earlier on. Yes, we do have a question in the chat asking this. We do believe this is a 9-inning game today, so we will see how well and how long the pitching lasts. Louis Remy is at 83 pitches for the first 4 innings so far, and Caden Horwood is at 67. If I'm perfectly honest, I would anticipate Remy pitching a lot more longer than I would Horwood. He seemed to be close towards the end of his limit at the end of that previous innings, but the question would be who the Metros would go to if they go to the bench, and potentially quite early in a 9-inning game. As I said, we were just waiting on a delay here, so the player could just get a slight bit of first aid, but he is back out onto the field, and we are ready to play the top of the fifth. And the first pitch is a ball outside in the dirt. Swing there, fouled that pitch off. Probably was a little bit off speed. It was very early on the swing there. There we go. Third pitch. Another one low. Oh, and another swing on that one underneath on that high elevated fastball. Brings the count back to 2-2. And he makes contact there, but it goes straight to the shortstop. He picks it up cleanly and makes the ball, makes the throw to first. So watching that replay, it is taken nice and smooth and a good throw to first. And the crowd here very much in the Richmond Knights' favour was pleased with that. So that is 1 out in the top of the fifth. Pitcher slipped a little bit there as he threw and hit the plate clean for a ball. We now have Mark Skopek up to bat. And another pitch outside there. Skopek hit that triple in the first, as well as reaching base on a field's choice in the third, and he has gone round twice himself for runs. So let's see if he can make it a third. Oh. That's another pitch in the dirt. Does not feel or look like Louis Remy is having much fun right now with either the ball or something to do with the mound. We'll see how this continues. Count is 3-0. Should be sensible here. I do not imagine any swinging. He takes that for a strike. And ball inside there for ball 4. So Knights go back. Takes a walk, which gives him a chance to have his
Shots up.
third time through, and third time
McDougal.
being a run scored. Now we have Doug McDougal, who had a 2-run single. Here comes the pitch. And that's in for the strike. It's that one on the outside corner. But as we've said all day, that's been given. Not much lead here by Mark at first base. It's been looked at a few times by the pitcher. Ooh. A big cut there, foul, straight back, almost directly at us. You may have seen us potentially flinch slightly as the ball was coming straight towards us, but it was good timing there, just under the ball on that swing. The count is 0-2. And another foul just underneath again. Timing looks reasonable. He's just swinging a little bit underneath there. Fouling them straight back. Their count is still 0-2. And he makes contact this time, but it looks like it's gone straight to the right fielder. It has into his glove. The runner stands no chance to advance, and we have 2 outs.
With the second out.
Let's watch that again. Quite a clean hit there by the batter, but it does just go pretty much straight to the right fielder. He has to take a couple of steps to his right to make that play, but he takes it nice and cleanly, throws in steady, which means the runner has to stay at first. So the Metros, I'll keep their runner at first, but they now have 2 outs for the catcher, O'Connell. O'Connell is 0 for 1 with a strikeout today and a sac fly. We'll see if he can work himself into a good position and get a hit here to advance this runner with 2 outs. The first pitch was a ball. And the next one is in the dirt as well, but a good pickup by the catcher. Means that the runner does not get a chance to advance. Pitcher looks at the runner at first. Count is 2-0. That is high. Catcher thinks about trying a bit of a back pick there before just giving a little reminder to his pitcher to calm it down. I think he wants to change the ball. Definitely now that that one's hit the dirt. As I said, that has taken Luis Rami past. He's now... Yes, I think that's taken him to 100 pitches for the day. So the stats does suggest that he has gone to 120 and 130 so far this season. So he does have a bit more left in that arm, but not much given this is, we think, a 9-inning game. So, but that was a strike there. O'Connell now 3-1. Probably looking just for his pitch. Be that inside or outside. And that's ball 4 in the dirt. The runner at second advances quickly just to have a look, but it's fielded by the catcher cleanly enough that There is no chance for him to get to third, and the blue calls time as the coach looks like he's going to come out and speak to the pitcher. So after a quick mound visit there, with Remy is still continuing on. We did just get it confirmed by the umpire that it is a 9-inning game today. Sorry for any confusion there. So yes, how long that these pitches can go today really does make a difference. And that is a first pitch strike. During the season, there are 7-inning games, so you can really kind of like ride a singular pitcher for quite a lot of those games. But now the Knights are going to have to try and get as much out of him as possible. I do see the number 4. We see the number 4 for Richmond warming up on the side of the field. I will consult my materials to work out who that is. And he makes contact. Is it going to drop? It is well ran in on by the left fielder and taken cleanly for the third out of the inning, keeping the game at 6-4. So we are back now for the bottom of the 5th. Another ball outside.
Leading up in the bottom of the fifth for the Knights, center fielder Jesus Pestana. He's 1 for 2.
That was ball 4 for a walk.
Number 24, shortstop Jonathan Silva.
We're now having a discussion here at the mound to see whether that is that for Caden Hallwood for the London Metros. It does look like he is done, and it does look like we have a pitching change here. In to pitch for the London Metros looks like Thomas Pigato. Should get that confirmed. Okay, so after the pitcher has warmed up, we are now back here again in the bottom of the fifth with no outs and a runner on first. The first pitch is outside. Second pitch in there for a strike. Oh, and a deceptive off-speed pitch there. Gets the batter to swing, but the runner does advance on that play with no contest. Just a quick time for batter to hand something off. Sorry, the run up. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes with no outs here and a runner on second. Strike 3 called on the pitch outside. The batter does not like it, but if I'm going to say it once, I'll say it 5 times. He's been calling those pitches today, so The players have got to adjust. Just having a quick timeout here. Thank you to all who have come and down to watch the game today and are listening to us or watching us live from around the globe. This is British baseball at its second level here, AAA, the semi-final between the London Metros and the Richmond Knights. Off-speed pitch there from Pegado, but nothing doing from the blue. Runner is going. There is no throw there by the catcher, who is making some symbols to the blue that he thinks that the batter got in the way as he tried to make the throw. Let's see now whether it was the umpire who actually got in the way, not the batter. So we'll see what happens. So as it's called, umpire's interference. So as the catcher tried to make the throw down to third, the umpire got in the way. So the batter just returns to second. No. Pitch still counts, so it is 1-1. But the runner does return to second there on umpire's interference. Or it's outside this time and the runner does not go. Runner does go this time. It's a swinging strike and it's thrown into left field. It is caught and it is not in time to make the throw. That makes it a 6-5 game. Let's watch a replay of that. So it swings.
This is Pistana comes in to score the 5th point for the match. 6-5.
So yeah, the throw there by O'Connell was off the mark. It was a great pickup and throw by Pollard in left field back to home plate. It was on the money, but there was not time to get the runner. So he is safe. And we do have now back to a 1-run ball game. It is 6-5. That's fouled off. And that is lined straight into the left fielder's glove. A good, solid line drive, but it was straight to Pollard, who made a good adjustment to his left and made the catch. That is 1 out here.
Drive by Danny Bueno, brought a catch in left field for the 2nd out. Next up, the designated hitter, Marco Pestana.
So, just to keep you aware, boys and girls, when Thomas Pagano came in to pitch, he replaced the third baseman Lawrence Hodgkins, and the pitcher Caden Horwood went to third base, so he still is in the game with his hitting. So yes, this is now a 1-run game. We have 1 out here in the 5th with Marco Pestana to bat, the DH. He then hits one to the third baseman, the pitcher, and a long throw, but he makes the play. And that was the third out. Sorry, I do apologize.
And
that is the end of the inning.
One back. It's 6-5.
And so we are 6-5 after 5 innings here. The lead has nearly been reduced. Those couple of errors have maybe hurt the Metros. We'll see how that continues. The run scored was earned by Caden Horwood. So he has a final line of And we are back now for the top of the 6th. We have a pitching change for the Richmond Knights as well. Into pitch is Josef Andres Silva Brucci. He has pitched in 9 games so far this season for the Knights, starting 6 of those and coming in relief 3 times. He has pitched 35 innings across those 9 games and has an ERA of 5.1, so still a solid pitcher for this league. Just a little bit lower on the strikeout to K ratio that we have from Luis Ramey. We'll give you the ending lines then for our starting pitchers. Luis Ramey pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 6 runs, all earned across 5 walks and 5 strikeouts. Caden Horwood ended up with 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 5 runs, all earned off 5 walks and 1 strikeout. And that first pitch is in for a ball. This is a 1-run game now and potentially an entirely different ball game. We are now into relief for both of these 2 teams. We'll see how the last 4 innings of pitching goes, but I can imagine, although it was high-ish scoring for those first few innings, we could start to see a few more runs tick on here. That's what happens in British baseball. Big contact made, but it looks like it should be right to the catcher. He makes the catch and holds it cleanly as he goes back over the fence. It is the 2nd time that a Metros player has forced the catcher to go over the fence. And we'll see that now from the replay. A big hit. The player goes back, safely makes the catch, and then just falls a little bit over the fence as he takes a step backwards, but he holds onto it cleanly to make another out. Oof. The Metros were probably hoping that those fences were just in a foot or two, and they might have had themselves 2 home runs. But as such, that is just the first out of the inning, and we go now to Angel Tejada, who takes a first pitch off-speed ball for a strike. And he then swings at the next one. It's up. Is it going to stay in the field of play? It does not. It just falls over the third base out of field play, and there is no play on that. So, the count is now 0-2 for Angel Tejada. About a call's time. Oh, gets him with the off-speed pitch there. He was looking for something, but it was not that. It gets him off balance and swinging and missing. It very much looks like Silva Brucci is a different type of pitcher to Rami. A lot more messing around with velocity and off-speed pitches, so we'll see how the batters adjust. But we now go back to the top of the order for the Metros now for the 4th time. Oh, and he drops a bunt. He's picked up bare hand and the throw is made, but it is not in time. The second baseman made his way across to make sure nothing extra was got there by something that is like overthrown. So replay. And yes, probably would have been safe no matter what there. It was a good effort there by the third baseman. A nice barehanded pickup, but he did not have time to make that play. Very interesting given that he has sat in and short as third baseman the entire day, but Pollard tested him and he came up good there. So that is a 2-out runner for the Metros here in the top of the 6th.
Now batting center fielder Cameron Lee. He's 2 for 3 so far today.
We have a lefty obviously on the mound, so the running game is going to be a little bit harder. And that ball is hit well, but it is straight to the second baseman who fields it cleanly, throws to first, and we have another clean inning of pitching there from the Richmond Knights. See that replay now. Picked up cleanly. And yeah, easily there in time. Oh. We showed you a replay there of the bunt. It was a delightful play there by Jack Pollard.
Update from the other semifinal.
So we now head into the bottom of the sixth with Tommy Pigaro staying on the mound for the London Metros. They keep the Knights kept it at a 1-run deficit in the top of the inning and will look to continue to chip away.
For Richmond, Russell Vasquez.
Now the third baseman Vasquez into pitch takes the first pitch strike. And takes the next pitch, grounds it straight to first baseman, who walks over, taps the bag for the out. A nice simple play there for the Metros, gets them the first out of the inning. 1 down. That first pitch there was spit outside. Ball 1. Oh. Felt to both of us here, that felt like that should have been a strike, but it was not called. So the count goes to 2-0. That one is a strike. Pegato has pitched on 10 occasions for the Metros, 8 of those being starts. He has a 4-2 record with a 7.28 ERA. And that is fouled off over behind us for the second strike.
Catcher. Alessandro Trabuco.
So yes. Now for both teams we have in starters or pitchers who would normally start in the second games for their respective teams. So we'll see how long both of these go. That's a pitch outside, which will take this to a full count. With this being a 9-inning game, different to the 7-inning game for the regular season, these teams have to think about how they approach the day slightly differently. They'll probably be looking to get 3, maybe 4 innings from their extra relievers. Ball 4 there on inside. That was a tight AB for Pegado. A little bit hard done by probably by one of those pitches. He might have felt that he earned that strikeout. But now we have the tying run on first. And the go-ahead run at home. The pitch comes in and the runner goes. It's in the dirt. It's in the dirt. So the runner now has advanced 90 feet and is now in a scoring position. We are now on the 7-hitter Matt Joplin, who was hit by pitch earlier on. Another pitch there that was just low, which takes the count to 2-0. Big moments here. We have to say we are 7, 8, potentially 9-hitter for Richmond. The Metros are probably going to be looking to try and get outs here. Oh. That was a passed ball there by Joe O'Connell, which advanced the runners. So pitch was not given a strike, probably almost entirely down to the framing and the passed ball there by the catcher. That's one. Could see a little bit of frustration there from the pitcher, as now the runner is now just 90 feet away from home. The count is 3-0 when it probably should be 2-1, and the runner's still at second. So here comes the pitch. That one's a strike. Pitcher comes to set after looking at the runner at third. Pitch is delivered, and it is foul. Tommy Pigado has worked his way back into this AB now after those 3 balls to start the inning, which included a wild pitch and a pass ball, which advanced the walked runner to third. Triple A is not like single A. Single A, we have the adage, a walk as good as a triple, but that is grounded. The run will score. And they get the out at first, but there was no play at home. The third baseman came in, but he did not stand a chance of making a play at home. So went to first and gets the out. So we are 2 outs in the 6th inning, but we are back to being a tied ball game. It is 6 apiece in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs.
First baseman, Chris, hello.
So that wild pitch and the pass ball definitely coming back to hurt the London Mets Tros there. Oh. Two quick pitches, and Pegado gets himself into a good position as the pitcher. Can he now get himself out of the inning? Time called by the catcher. Maybe just a little cross up there on what they were thinking. So here we are. The count is 0-2, still very much in the favor of the pitcher here. Did the discussions work? It's a ball outside. No chasing on that one. And he makes solid contact. Looks like they maybe challenged him with the pitch, but it ended up down the middle, and he made solid contact, driving that straight past the pitcher back into center field to now put the go-ahead run on first. This now gets to Luis Gonçalves at the 9. As some teams, it definitely looks like Richmond have gone themselves for a kind of secondary number 1 hitter here. Good speed. If he makes it on base. If he does, start to bring back the top of the order to try and put themselves ahead. First pitch was the ball. That's a pickoff, and the runner was easily back in time, being able to go in standing Not even done not even having to slide back to first there. Pitch comes in, and contact is made, and it gets past both the third baseman and the shortstop. Bit of a bounce there, taking it over the third base, who was trying to come in hard, but it evades them both, which now means the go-ahead run has made its way 90 feet closer. It's now on second in scoring position for the top of the order as Jesus Pastana comes up to bat for the Richmond Knights. A quick break here as the coach for the Metros is having a word with the catcher. It does look like they're going to come out and have a word with Tommy. He may very well be done for the day. Yep, he does look like he's coming out. Into pitch now for the London Metros is now Matsushita. Now has pitched, started 3 games for them this season and has a 3.94 ERA. A very young and upcoming player in the London Met system. He's only played a few games this year after being away at university for parts of the season. But he has looked good in the 3 games that he has pitched for the Metros so far this season. We'll see how he does here. They're going to hope to get more than a couple of innings out of him now. Maybe ride him as long as they can for the rest of the game. But as we say, we are at a tied ball game with runners at first and second and 2 outs. We'll be back to you shortly after the pitch is finished warming up. Looks like Matsushita has gone through his warm-up pitches, so we are ready to get going again here in the 6th, bottom of the 6th with 2 outs. And that's the strike. As I've said, probably now 10 times. Looked a little bit outside, but it's been called all day. Boys and girls, they got to be swinging at those. But that was the first pitch with the new pitcher. Maybe you'll wait to see. Comes the second pitch. That was low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The relief pitcher on the mound for the Metros is Nao Matsushita.
The pitcher looks at the runners, looks back to home plate, throws one outside, no swing. Good work there by the catcher to make sure that that didn't get past him and to the fences to advance the runners. We now have 2 balls, 1 strike. All of these pitches have been out of outside in that corner. Is he going to try and bring something back inside now? Oh, he goes like outside again and gets the swing and the miss. Oof. 4 pitches in and around the outside. 1 painting the corner, another one getting a swing and miss. Puts this now at 2-2. Anybody's count here, but the pitcher probably slightly in favor. Let's see what we're going to get now. Could we get an off-speed pitch or something inside? Oh, he swung. And, oh. The blue at home thought about it, but he asked the infield umpire, and he didn't think that it was a swing. Oof. He definitely started a swing and then tried to get out of the way. Professional opinion from the booth is we thought that was a strike. I got a nod from Bruno. So, we now go to full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now steps off. Looks the runners back. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count, the runners will be going on the pitch. And he gets an off-speed pitch in there for a called 3rd strike. A beautiful pitch there, nerves of steel. The batter was not anticipating that, otherwise that could have been murdered. But that means the game is now still tied, 6 apiece after 6. We'll be back for you at the top of the 7th shortly. So Caden Horwood, who has stayed in at 3rd to keep his hitting in the game after he was done with his pitching, is now up to bat for the top of the 7th. This is a tied ball game at 6 apiece. This has been a phenomenally entertaining game so far, and we'll see what we can get through the last third of this game. Pitch outside for ball 1. It's going to be interesting to see how the Metro's batters adjust to the new pitcher here from Silvio Bracci, after he is, I think, considerably slower than what they were getting from Rami, but more off speed, a little bit more control. He takes a high one there, and it's then being caught by the right fielder, who nicely gets across to make a play. And you can see ball goes up, a little bit too much underneath the ball there, allows the right fielder to drift across to his right and take that cleanly. Another good play out there by the right fielder. The Metros have definitely tested the outfielders for the Knights today, but maybe a bit more line drives and a few less pop-ups would have hurt them. It goes off-speed pitch in there for strike one. I know it's a new pitcher that these guys are seeing, but some of these off-speed first pitches, I think they need to be obliterated if they're just coming into the zone. We'll see what we get for pitch two. Outside. So here we now have pitch three. Another off speed, but fouled. Good contact there by Skopek, but he was early on it, given it was the off speed, and he had to adjust. Now puts him down in the count, 1 and 2. So yes, we have one out here in the top of the 7th. Ball in the dirt there. Great blocked by the catcher. In fact, it was probably actually blocked by the blue. One of those ones that doesn't quite matter because there are no runners on the base. Wow, count goes to 2 and 2. We've basically seen 4 off-speed pitches here. Let's really see if Silva actually has a fast pitch. It's another one that's going to sit in the gap, and it does drop. It was the perfect bloop, far enough away that the right fielder cannot make his way in, further enough out that the second baseman does not stand a chance of making his way back. That gives a base runner there for the London Metros, and now the go-ahead run sits at first base. Up to bat is Doug McDougall, looking to continue a good day with the bat here if he can get this runner to go across. A little bit low out for ball one. We do see on the side of the field we do see Ray Martinez for that drifted inside. I'm saying sorry. We do see Ray Martinez, who has pitched in 5 games for the Knights warming up, so we'll see how much more we actually get from Silva Brucci across this game. Next ball in the dirt, that takes it to 3 and 0, and the catcher calls time. I'm not certain if you have, but I don't think I've seen a fastball being thrown here by the pitcher at all. I think pretty much everything has been off speed with a little bit of movement. Well, if everything's off speed, is anything? Do you have the fastball? We'll wait and see whether he's going to tease someone up with that one as we come now. So the catcher came out. Another moment here. 3 balls, no strikes, with the runner on first and 1 out. Another base runner here would be good for the Metros with Joe O'Connell, one of their better hitters, coming on, and it's a balk. Pitcher called a balk. So balk called on the pitch, the runner advanced. I think the pitcher was upset that it was called a ball, but no, it was a balk being called. The pitch itself does not count because the balk was called, so I think it was given as a strike. So we are still at 3 and 0 here, with now the runner on second base. Outside, ball 4, making that previous pitch kind of didn't matter. So, another big moment here for the catcher O'Connell. It is still a tied game, but we have now the go-ahead run in scoring position with the second run on first base with 1 out. What can O'Connell do? He has a walk, a sack fly, and a strikeout looking so far today. Takes the ball. As the catcher, he's going to know that that pitch has been called all day, so it did look a little bit outside, but it has been called all day, and I will say as many times until then, you will all be sick of me saying it. They should know that pitch is being called today. Another one in the dirt, but a good block there by the catcher means the runners do not advance. 1 ball, 1 strike. We have a McDougal fan in the chat there with Ben Huntley giving out a shout out to his man. Now let's see what Connell can do with this pitch in the dirt again. 2 balls, 1 strike. Also a shout out to Ty, one of our B for Beers this year, who's also joining with us in the chat today. Thank you all who are joining us today, all nearly 50 of you from various places. Inside there. Count goes to 3-1. O'Connell is looking for his pitch now. 3 balls, 1 strike. He's definitely going to be wanting something special here, but he may, as he's not swung at anything so far, and not swung at much today. We'll see what happens here. It's ball 4 inside. The bases are now loaded with 1 out, and up to bat comes the pitcher now, Matsushita. Now can, as they say, the pitcher help himself out. Now has 15 at bats so far this season, has a 333, 412, 333 slug line. So his batting is just slightly below average for the league. Not bad also as a pitcher and also for his age. But this now is a key moment. Can he help himself out here? Put the ball in play, get down to first quickly and break up that double play, and they should have the lead. So that's what he's got to want to do. And he's balked. A second balk is called against the pitcher. And that gives the Metros the lead. 7-6. It takes away the double play as well. And so we now move on to time is called and they're going to have a word. The pitcher is talking to the catcher here. It definitely, by not so impartial eyes here, it did look like a balk. Bit of secondary movement there on the pitch. So we will see what happens now. It's got to be careful again not to do another one that will drive in another run. But the Metros do now have a 7-6 lead. Takes a little bit of pressure off the pitcher, Matsushita here. The count is still 0-0. He takes a swing at the first pitch and fouls it off first base. Oh, 0-1. Ball high outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. As I said earlier on, Ray Martinez is still warming up on the sidelines for Richmond, maybe coming in at any point soon if we do not see some outs here from the pitcher. Ball inside there. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count. That's another ball in the dirt. Catcher keeps it in front of him. So it is now 3-1. Runners at third and second. Three and one for the batter. He should just be looking for his pitch, specific pitch. Otherwise, he's probably not going to swing here. Ooh. Foul swing there. It's just a little bit inside on that one. So we go to full count. Can he help himself out here by putting the ball in play, getting himself another run to work with as the pitcher? He puts contact. It is caught by the right fielder, but the runner is tagged up and he makes it safely home. So there's another sac fly for the London Metros, which gives them an 8-6 lead. Great work there by the batter, making sure that he made contact, got it out of the infield. He was a little bit short for the right fielder, but good running from the runner at third. Got himself home to make this an 8-6 ball game. Now up to bat is Cole Wyman with 2 outs and a runner at second. Can the Metros continue their trend of scoring in threes? Looks like a ball for the first pitch. Looks like Ray Martinez has sat down warming up on the sideline, so I feel that either this is the last batter that we're going to see from Silva Barucci one way or another. Off-speed pitch, outside. Count is 2-0. That's a strike. Been 2 balls, 1 strike. Let's see what Wyman's going to do now. Seen that pitch has been called. Pitcher looks back at the runner and delivers. Puts one outside into the batter's box. Not going to get the extended zone called on that pitch now. 3 balls, 1 strike. Another big moment here in the team. Walk brings up Angel Tejada, which with the Metros, like the Knights have done, is very much a second leadoff guy down at number 9. And there's the pitch. Fouled off behind us. Just 2 off on the first base side. That brings us to a full count. So with 2 outs in the inning, we have a potential payoff pitch here. Pitcher looks back to second, steps back. Runner goes back cleanly. Second was never really looking to cover there. Just making sure that the runner at second doesn't have too much of a lead here with 2 outs, because he will go on any contact. He is not forced to go and won't go on the pitch because there is no runner at first. But he'll take a big lead. The ball's in. It's contact, and it's through the infield. And he's being turned to go around at third. He does not get picked up cleanly by the shortstop. And that is a third run in the inning for the London Metros. They take themselves to 9-6.
9-6.
Another brilliant battling AB there from the Metros batters. And it does look like that probably was the last batter for Jose Andres Silva Brucci. It does look like we're having a pitching change. He's done for the day with, I'm now going to hope that I've been right the entire time. That number 54 is Ray Martinez, who is now going to come into pitch. Remember, the runner is on first. We have a 3-run lead now for the Metros. We'll be back with you shortly after the pitcher warms up. So as you've probably seen from those warm-up pitches, a little bit more gas here from Ray Martinez from what we saw from the last pitcher. Who was potentially more of a control. Oh yes. Something for maybe that we would love to have for future games to tell you all, boys and girls, is a speed gun. We don't have one of those today, but yes, I think even the eyes tells us that Ray Martinez is throwing faster than Silva Brucci was. And first pitch swinging, goes to contact. They go for the simple one, second to get the out. And that is one pitch from the pitcher, and the inning is done. But the London Metros take a 3-run lead into the bottom of the 7th. So this is the 7th inning stretch. Wherever you are, boys and girls, please do sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game by yourselves. We will and can't do it because we can't play copyrighted music. But do enjoy your 7th inning stretch, and we'll be back shortly for the bottom of the 7th. And we are back now for the bottom of the 7th. Looks like we have had a change at catcher for the London Metros. Looks like O'Connell is out of the game. I don't see him going anywhere else.
We're into the bottom of the 7th. Metros lead 9-6.
Was not happy with the first pitch strike call there by the batter. Does seem to have upset the umpire. Does look like. Oh, and another great pitch there by the pitcher for a second strike. It does look, yes, like right fielder Cole Wyman has now come in to catch, and Ren Quantrill has gone out to. Ooh. That is a tough call there for the pitcher. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes. But yeah, it looks like Ren Quantrill has come in for Joe O'Connell. He is in right field, and the right fielder Cole Wyman has gone in to catch. The Richmond fans are making noise here. Obviously, this isn't the bottom of the last innings as it would be during the season. Today is a 9-inning game. So there's still plenty of time for Richmond to get back into this. Ooh, another one trying to tease that outside corner just a little bit too wide. So the count goes to 2-2. Now has only been in for a couple of batters, but he's seemingly worked out that that outside corner is where he wants to play with today. And the pitch is in straight to and Harder at second, and the play at first is a very nice, simple 4-3 ground out. Metros will take that as we move on to the next batter. Danny Bueno up now for
There's 1 out.
the Richmond Knights.
Left fielder Danny Bueno.
That pitch is in the dirt. It avoids the catcher. We'll see how the rest of this game goes. O'Connell is the main catcher for the Metros, and I'm assuming he's only come out of the game due to being tired or being slightly hurt. We'll see how this continues. And that ball is hit, but it is hit foul just over the first base side, which now takes it to 1-1. So far today, the Metros have just slightly out-hit the Knights with 8 hits to 5. Just a couple of errors, which have helped the Knights keep this a closer game. Oh, and a lovely pitch there by now. High and inside, and gets him swinging, especially after working a lot of those pitches away. He's really come in and shown a good command of the zone here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And another pitch inside. It's gone up. Is it playable? The third baseman does make the play in foul territory, and so that is the second out of the inning. The Metros may have cursed themselves there, though, from throwing the ball around. They did let the ball touch the ground. Cardinal sin from throwing around. We'll see how it now goes. Up to bat is the designated hitter, Marco Pestana. Pestana is 0 for 2 with a walk today. See how he will fare against now. Makes contact. Straight to the third base. Doesn't field it cleanly. Long throw. Evades the runner. Evades the man at first. And the runner is safe. Probably will be marked as an error by the third baseman there. Let's see how much that hurts.
2 out, single for Marco Pestano. Next up, number 6, Moise Vasquez.
Up to bat now is Moises Vasquez, who has also gone 0 for 2 with a walk so far this year. So we'll see how we go here. Ball is high. Swung at. Second baseman calls it. And Tejada makes the play and gets the out. That means that they go through the inning, not 1, 2, 3, but it takes only an error. Or actually, it's been scored as a single. I completely disagree. But it stays at 9-6 with some great and efficient pitching there from now Matsushita. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back for the top of the 8th. So we now go into the top of the 8th for this game. Now, uncharted territory for these teams this season. As we said, they play 7-inning games unless they've gone into extras. We have been informed that the game app or that the game scoring app has kind of ended this game at 7 innings, but that isn't the trace. This is going on into an 8th. To say we're now back to the top of the order once again for the Metros with Jack Pollard, who is 1 for 3 today with a walk. Big swing and a miss there.
Leading off for the Metros, Jack Pollard.
It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's a pitch outside. Obviously, Martinez has come here showing a different bit of speed to the previous pitcher, Silva Borucci, but also his sidearm action is something difficult for them to think, as well as being a righty. 2-2. Oof. Outside. The count is now full. And it's ball 4. Pollard walks to start the top of the 8th. Takes a pitch for a strike there.
Batting center fielder, Cameron Lee.
The runner goes, he takes it for a strike, the throw is there, but he does not hold on to the ball as he's kind of slidden through. It was a throw that was very much on the money there, just not quite picked up by the second baseman to apply the tag. Unlucky there for the catcher. It was a good throw down. But as I say, he's taken the strike. But the runner has made his way over to second base. And strikes out swinging there. One down, but he did manage to advance the runner over to second as part of the stolen base.
Next up, third baseman Caden Horwood.
Up now, Caden Horwood. Checks the swing on the first one, but it is a strike. It is 1 for 2 today with walk and has 2 runs to his name. A pitch inside there, 1 ball, 1 strike. Metro's looking to try and add to their lead as much as possible here. Takes the pitch. Ooh, just a bit outside. Must have been close. 2 balls, 1 strike. That one he takes is a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Big moment here, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outside in the dirt, the runner will advance over to third. So, three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The runner is now at third. A ball in play here should pretty much guarantee the runner scores, especially if he gets it on the right side of the infield. But all of the infielders do look in here. So a little bloop or a hard line drive, he could get on base instead of probably being out. So you see where the pitch comes. He puts contact. The runner holds, and they make the out at first. A very good piece of defensive play there by the Richmond Knights, bringing the infield in, and the second baseman picking it up cleanly on the hop. Good work there by Matt Joplin. So we now have 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. And that pitch is a ball, goes between the catcher's legs, but the runner does not choose to advance as it stayed very close, even the catcher didn't know where it was. Mike Skopek up to bat here. He is 2 for 3 today with that triple, and he has also walked once. It's been a good day at the plate for Mark. And fouls that one off. 1 ball, 1 strike. And it fouled off behind everybody. And still just about stayed inside the field, not going into the houses that are a good distance behind home plate. Count is 1-2. Mark looking here to add, get the 10th run and a 4-run lead here for the Metros. Swings and a misses, and that is that. That is the 3rd out of the inning. And a good one for the Knights. They keep the game at a 3-run. So we bring you now to the bottom of the 8th here in the BBF AAA semi-final between the London Mets and the Richmond Knights. The London Metros have a 9-6 lead. The Richmond Knights have 2 more attempts to get those 3 or more runs to get themselves into the game and maybe up to get the victory. Once again, first pitch by now is out there working that outside part of the plate. Utraco makes a place, hits shortstop. The throw is not in time. He made a diving play to pick it up, but it was very hard hit. But the throw from the floor could not make it in time. So we now have the leadoff runner on first. Up to bat now is second baseman Matt Joplin. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Matsushita has been efficient with his pitching so far. Ball in the dirt, throw back to first, the runner is safe. Good work there by Wyman. Oh, that sounds like a broken bat, but it's just going to get them the one at first. It does. The runner is safe at second. That very much sounded like a broken bat. All right. Okay, looks like we now have a pinch hitter here for the Richmond Knights. Replacing first baseman Thrice Halal, we have Chris Brown into bat. Another phenomenal first pitch there from Matsushita, working with the strike zone that the umpire is calling. And now he gets the batter to chase because he's been working that outside so beautifully. Count is 0-2. Ball in the dirt. Goes straight back to the... but catcher picks it up fairly cleanly off the backboard. But the runner does get across to third with no issues, no... One more out. Gets him to swing on the pitch outside again for the strikeout. 2 down in the bottom of the 8th. Richmond now have just 4 outs to work with here to try and get out of this 3-run deficit. They do have a runner here at third with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. They're really looking to drive this in. Back to the number 9 hitter, Luis Goncalves. Oh, foul ball on that first pitch. Now, once again, being efficient with the pitching, getting ahead with the first pitch strike. The infielder now will not care about the runner at third here. They will just be looking to work with the batter to get them the 3rd out. And another beautiful pitch from Matsushita there. Takes him to 0-2 against Luis Goncalves. The deep hole here now for the number 9 hitter to get himself out of. But he's a speedy boy. Anything can play. Could make this runner at third score. But let's see what we get here. I imagine an off-speed pitch. Challenges him. It's chopped. And it's picked up by Tejada, who then runs clean to first. The Skopek came off maybe to field the ball as well. But that gets them the 3rd out. We are through the bottom of the 8th. The Metros have kept their 3-run lead at 9-6. We'll be back for the top of the 9th shortly. 2 balls for the first 2 pitches there. And contact is made, but it looks like it's going straight down the throat of center field. I don't think he had to move a muscle there. Was potentially a slightly lazy catch there from the center field. It would have been a little bit disturbing if that one had plopped out, but straight into the glove for an out for Richmond. Now that's what they really want to work with here. They need to get through this inning, keep it at 3 runs, so they can make an effort at those 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Up to bat now is Ren Quantrill. Ren came in as a fielding substitution for Joe O'Connell after the 7th. He went out to right field with Cole Wyman going in to catch. So this is Ren's first plate appearance of the game. Let's see how he'll do coming in. Sidearm sees that one for a strike. Obviously, it's going to be difficult for Ren to have adjusted to the zone that we've seen all day, but he's going to have to make those adjustments. This one is in the dirt. Count is 1-1. Another one in the dirt and in the batter's box. 2 balls, 1 strike. Oof. Late swing there, but it was a strike. He knew 2 balls, 2 strikes. Might be slightly biased here, but I would like to see Ren have a good at-bat. He was part of the people out in Phoenix, Arizona earlier on this year when GB Baseball won their first ever WBC game. But he swings on the pitch outside for a strikeout. That's 2 down for the Metros. So they have their potentially last batter of the day here. Either if they let the Knights score less than 3 or the Knights score more than 3 in the next.
Matsushita.
Now comes up for his second AB after having a sac fly in his first AB. Ball outside. Fouls that one off. Count is 1-1. One's here where you're very much like how well Now's been pitching. I imagine that he's going to come back out for the bottom of the 9th. So, in some regards, as a team, you maybe just want him to maybe just get out of this innings without any chance of him hurting himself, and work with that 3-run lead. But hey, any more extra runs would be phenomenal for the Metros here. Pitch coming in. Oh, that's a lovely off-speed pitch. Strike 2. Haven't seen that one too much from Martinez here today. But yes, that off-speed pitch was very nice. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swings and misses, but the ball is dropped. Then thrown to first to make the out. So there we go. That is the top of the 9th. We're now into... We'll take a quick break and we'll back you for the bottom of the 9th, where the Knights will have to put on 3 or more to keep this game going. Okay, boys and girls and anyone anywhere else in between, we are here, the bottom of the ninth, the ball game on the line. The Richmond Knights trail the London Metros by 9 runs to 6. But they have the top of the order up and ready to go. Jesus Pestana is up to bat first.
9, Knights 6. Leading off center field.
All of the Richmond Knights on the benches have their rally caps on, some in full backwards cap mode, some in rally shark mode. They need some momentum to go in their direction. Matsushita to pitch. Ball outside for the first one. Pestino showed bunt there. Will be interesting to see what happens for the next pitch, whether he's now in the mind of the batters. Or you just want to watch the kids? Do you want to tell Tom? Nice pitch by now. Not quite given. Peck's pitching is in there for the strike. Oh, went for the bunt there. Fouled it off. Puts it at 2-2. No, the Georgia didn't have... Big pitch here now. Count is 2-2. After that foul bunt by Pestino, what are we going to get? High pitch. Full count. Here we go, boys and girls. These games will live and die by these small moments. One pitch here. Do we have the first out or do we have a base runner? He swings and misses. It's taken cleanly by the catcher. That is first out. Looks like the pitcher was slightly upset by some of the noise coming from the bench while he is getting ready to pitch. But there's not much really can be done there. But he gets the first out. So we now move on to Jonathan Silva. He is 0 for 3 with a walk today. And that's straight in there for a strike. All the momentum is with the Metros here. It is with now Matsushita on the mound. Can anybody in the Knights take that away? Strike 2 again on the outside. I've said it once, said it 15 times. They gotta swing at those pitches. He's been calling them all day. The count is now 0-2. What do we think expecting here? A little bit of indecision between the catcher and the pitcher. Batter calls time. Be interesting to see what we go with here. Personally, I'd be interested for ball in the dirt, see if they can get him to swing. Or another tasty one on that outside corner. Strike 3. An absolutely beautiful off-speed pitch on the inside there. Not what the batter was looking for whatsoever. So, the potential last out for Richmond Knights. Number 18, Danny Bueno. Richmond now 2 outs down. Last one to play with 3 runs still required. So, what can they do here? Well, they need a base runner at that. So we'll see what Danny Bueno can do. Oh, strike called. Do I have to repeat myself? Swing at the outside pitch of the boys and girls. They're being called. 0-1. Now he's got himself ahead in the count again with that first pitch strike. That one was definitely outside. Not going to quite convince the umpire to give him that one. But that is now 1-1. And the ball is hit. Is it going to stand? The center fielder comes forward. He makes the catch. That is ball game. The London Metros have pulled off a small shock today with beating the Richmond Knights by 9 runs to 6. They advance to play at next weekend in the Fireman Park. So, what a great set of performances there from the Metros. They did very well getting some runs off the difficult Luis Rami pitcher for them at the start. So we'll see how they do in 1 week's time. But yes, that was some great pitching from now Matsushita there in relief. Was phenomenal. We'll just now have go to 3. We now have the handshakes between the teams, a traditional part of baseball which we all love and enjoy, to show the fairness and sportsmanship that which this sport is derived from here in this country. I hope you all, boys and girls, have enjoyed the coverage that we have brought to you together from Journey Sports Media today. I have been your host, Russell Eassom. I also had Bruno Fortes with me today, the man with the cameras and the stuff like that. Please do stick around, as we'll try and get some interviews with some players and coaches afterwards to hear their initial thoughts on that. But that is ball game. I hope you have very much enjoyed this, ladies and gentlemen.